support from the press in regards to Detty Rave. I remember every time we announce, I see the blog post, and first off, we're grateful, and that was the reason why I said this is the first time we're ever doing anything like this for Detty Rave. So that's why I said, this time we've gotten so much support from you guys. So it will be important to also meet you guys in case you had and give opportunity to ask questions back and forth. For those who don't know, on the 27th of December, we're going to be having the third Detty Rave, Detty Rave 3, at our new site, Power Hub at Untamed, just right in between Empire Concrete and the Action Chapel. And it's a very new site. In fact, that will be the first time we'll be using the place. It's very friendly. It's used out of waste containers that would have been otherwise disposed. And we've used it to create this venue outdoor space. Aside, and we'll be launching the space on the 27th, and after the 27th, it would also be a concert space. That aside, we'll also be launching the Power Bar, which would host the after party for the Detty Rave event. And in March, we'll be launching the Hub, which already is on site, which at launch would have music studios, video studios, co-working space for creatives like graphic designers, animators, and the whole entire idea of the Empower space is just to be able to incubate talent around the ecosystem, such that somebody can walk in there, record the song, mix and master the song, get the artwork done, get the animation done, and then walk into the video studio, shoot the video, and then the song becomes a hit. He or she is performing the song on the concert grounds. With me here, of course, is my big brother, Joey B, King Promise, and also Nene Eugene, who has been the project coordinator, not just for Detty Rave, but also the site from design to execution. So I think I'm going to very quickly let Joey and King Promise and then just add 1-2 bits, and then we open the floor for questions. Thank you.
What happened? Also, everybody be cool. You guys wait small, so make sure.
Yeah.
If you buy jollof right now, you'll be cool.
Ghana jollof.
Nice one. Wait, no, I mean, let's really good. It will make you guys pick up small. I'll add that this is something that Eazi has wanted to, do for the for the longest time. Like this, when I say this third one, this space is new, it's fresh. Nobody's used it before. This is something that, myself, I wanted to be involved, and King Promise as well. Not just us, there's a couple of artists that's on the bill that also supports him from Ghana, Nigeria, the world inside, you understand? And this whole Empire movement is just a hub for creatives, you understand? For rappers, for, basically artists, whether you rap or you paint or this is for all of us, Even any one of you where you did, the crowd inside way, you be very creative or you'll feel come through even after Detty Rave, we'll be doing very, very wonderful stuff, very nice stuff, and that was me out. I just want everyone to be very friendly with what's about to happen. This one will be just the third one, the fourth is coming. Oh, Kidi didn't come, wasn't it? The fourth is coming, fifth is coming. We will continue on soon, you understand? So I just want every one of you here, whether you're Ghanaian or not or whatever it is, I just want everyone to support the movement. We just want to push the culture forward. We just want to put Ghanaian content out there, Nigerian content, Cameroonian content, every solid content out there. So through the Empower or Detty Rave. So basically, that brought me to our house. So my boy, Promise Day here, Kidi Day here. We were talking to, you guys about like what's about. So Promise, what's up?
Joey and Easy have pretty much said everything. I've been a part of like the last 2 years, and it's been crazy. Like last year was a bad one, the year before that, and this year, like the results gonna be bigger and better. So we're absolutely looking forward to it. It's more of like an international, like the standard is having just like any international festival, you've been to any of those. So it's not just your regular concert where you come to watch people perform, it's an experience. And a lot of hard work has gone into it. It's still been work on. And by the grace of God, come 27th, it's going to be a shutdown. Yeah, all right.
Jamaica.
So before Kidi says something, we have the production guys here. Koffee, if you can join us. Yes.
Why are you hiding?
Don't be shy. You can join us. Yeah. So I know all of you heard the Empower is building a new event center, and some have seen it with remote systems, images, and everything. So there's a little video here that I want to show everybody. So it's like the first time everyone's going to see it, what really we're building, and then the upcoming days before the event, we'll put out a video of what the construction is looking like from concept. So if you can turn off the lights. Okay.
Boys in it to Bob. Pablo, cook to Bob. What?
I don't get plenty things, but the Detty Rave brand has had a very phenomenal growth, evidently from what we just saw from the video. This year, I'm just happy to be part of the whole thing, to be on board to support my brother, Mr Eazi. So on 27th, it's about to be a Detty December. That's all.
Scared you running with
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so,
if you have any questions, you can just lift your hand and we pick and you ask your questions. I think there's someone at the back.
Hi. Hello. Kidi from East Africa. I have just a few questions about your This year's lineup looks very huge. I don't know. What do you consider when making lineups for events like this? Is it the biggest risk taking this?
At least for the next couple of years, and I'm expecting it becomes bigger, and then we move the entire thing to an even bigger site. And I'm not just talking about the concert venue, I'm talking about the concert venue, the studios and everything, because there needs to be a space for creatives, and we need venues. So not just this venue, we need venues, even smaller venues, medium-sized venues, big venues. Not everybody might want to do a show of 5,000 or 10,000, and not everybody might be able. You need to be able to have a space to incubate the artists that just have 40 fans or 50 fans to where they have 400 and 500. Then in regards to the first question, I think first off, I always invite my friends. Everybody seated here is my friend. As you guys know, I have songs with everybody on this table except these two guys. I always say Joey B gave me one of my first hits on Hold Up. So first off is my friends and my brothers, and second off is like we always say what do we want different. And this year we wanted it to be a mixture of Africa and the West Indies. So that's why you have Koffee And I went to Jamaica for the first time this year, so I met Koffee. I watched her perform. I'm like, okay, I want Koffee at Detty Rave. I'm a big fan of Marshall Montano. And you need to see Marshall on stage. His energy is next level with his, soca. And I said, yo, we need Marshall. The same thing, Kranium. We were on a song together this year, and I was like, yo, Kranium, we need you. And then when it came to, getting Rick Ross on the bill, we were just internally we were like, okay, you know what, we've done a lot in the US this year. Let's get someone from the US. And then we were going back and forth through names. And to be honest, I'm just going to tell you as it is, my team are huge fans of Rick Ross. I had someone else in mind, but it came down to 2 people, and my team was like, no, we want to hear, At the end of the day, that's what informs it. Detty Rave is not a concert, it's a rave, it's a place where you just have fun and party. And I believe everybody brings that spirit, everybody on the lineup brings that spirit. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Jabril.
Yeah.
First of all, I've seen the York written.
For singers or for rappers or producers. And for me, I've just looked at it and I just, my come up has been, like I said, people like Joey, people like King Promise, Kidi. You might not know, like sometimes I want to put out a song. I send 5 to Kidi and maybe Kidi says he likes this one, and Joey helps me from the songwriting to the beat to the video, and the same thing to King Promise and a couple of my friends. So I already saw that there's already kind of an ecosystem where like-minded creatives help each other on the back door to succeed. And Kidi's win is my win, and Joey B's win is my win, and the same for King Promise, because we keep elevating the culture. And we did a lot of attention for African music and the African creative scene. I think it would be a shame if in the next 5 years, the biggest touring agency is not African owned. And so the next 5 years from now, it will be sad if a kid from Nungwa wants to tour the world and they have to go to a foreigner. And when I mean foreigner, I mean someone out of the culture, out of the African culture. The same thing for music streaming. It will be sad if in the next 5 years, the biggest streaming African music streaming app is not African, or the biggest African label is not Africa, or the biggest music production company for African music is not Africa. So I believe somebody has to take the risk, and we're in this position to take the risk, not just monetary risk, but also time and effort. A lot of the effort, the money is the easy part because it's just like you spend it and it's gone. But the time and the effort, like King Promise will tell you, sitting down with kids 18 to like 21, 22, and telling them, it's very hard to correct the creative, and trying to correct the creative in a way where you're not stifling their creativity. That time and effort. Even I remember before Detty put out his first song, between King Promise and Joey B, I was even already tired. I was like, if you do, I give up. It's like the amount of time they were spending to say, oh, we need the sound to be right, we need this to be right. No, we need to change the video, we need to make sure he can keep up with his brand. We don't want to put him on a very big pedestal, and after the first song, maybe someone sees him on the street and the brand doesn't match up, So I believe it's on us to put in effort, and that's why Detty Rave is important. The empowerment movement is important. The plan is not to keep Detty Rave just here in Ghana. Next year, God willing, we want to do in a couple more countries. So Detty Rave in a couple more countries. Same squad going to different countries, like I could say. And there'll be so much more from Empower aside just how we've been supporting the artists, and new schemes are coming up to make sure the foundation is sustainable. Because if you think about it, last year we spent a lot of money on giving grants to 100 artists. When I mean grants, I mean grants. It's not a loan. It's like poof, take, it's gone. You know, we spent our personal funds giving artists to, you know, as the way to, you know what, let's think about the future. And we're happy to be in business with a few of the artists we funded, which is to show you that the fact that we fund an artist doesn't mean he becomes signed to empower this funding. But what we're doing is developing the ecosystem, and we get into business with one or two, and we keep on building. Yeah, so that's the reason, that's the main motivation for doing what I do. And hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years, you know, we will be involved in the push of African music, the monetization of African music across board, you know, yeah.